The Philadelphia 76ers have been patiently waiting for 2 years to see if the big three of Joel Embiid, Paul George, and Tyrese Maxey can combine to be as fearsome a threesome as they appear to be on paper. And last night against a tough Knicks team in the Garden, we got a glimpse into how great this team can be under the steady hand of head coach Nick Nurse. And it turns out the key to the whole thing isn't even part of the big three, but the potential Rookie of the Year in BJ Edgecombe. Let's start by examining the potential of this four-man lineup now that they are healthy and on the court together. While they did play well in the first half to take an 8-point lead into halftime, something remarkable happened to start the third quarter. Nick Nurse decided to spam one play over and over and over again, daring the Knicks to figure out a way to stop it. It all starts with an inside pick and roll at the left wing, allowing Maxey to attack with his strong right hand into the middle. Notice how the other three form a triangle on the weak side, utilizing the dunker spot. Because the left corner is vacant, there is no help on the Embiid roll, so the Knicks' counter is to bring OG over early to shadow at the left block. The Sixers were ready, and you can see the pin down for Paul George happening, but Maxey realizes there's a switch and Embiid will have a size advantage, letting him go to work with his patented and elite jab step midi game. Next time down, Robinson steps up higher to prevent lane penetration by Maxey, and with OG rotated over to Embiid, they flow into the next progression, the pin down for PG into the right corner. Cat has no clue what's happening, and the easy spot up gets him another 3 points. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, says Nick Nurse, so they run it again as the lead starts to balloon. You can see OG is pointing out to Cat not to get stuck on the pin down again. Cat even looks in that direction as if he sees it, but then runs smack dab into the screen, and no, this is not a replay. It was another wide open three, and this was one reason why the Sixers went 17 for 36 from behind the line. Embiid makes sure to tell Maxey to back his defender down lower so the angle is better coming off that inside ball screen. Notice how the Knicks adjust by moving Cat over to the early help and putting OG on the weak side, who says to himself, "I am not letting Paul George get another three." The problem is, he's not playing that position properly as Barlow just cuts right to where OG should have been for the easy dunk. With the game getting out of hand quickly, the Sixers spam this action again. This time the Knicks put Cat up in the pick and roll with their best two defenders manning the paint and weak side. But as soon as McBride goes underneath this screen foolishly, Maxey makes them pay for yet another open triple. They must have thought they were on the practice court running 5-on-0 drills. Cat should have known he's got support behind him and doesn't need to offer such a weak resistance to the ball handler like this. Credit to McBride for hustling to get back in front, but allowing Maxey to get inside the dotted line to release this floater isn't going to stop him. Now watch what the Knicks resort to. They put Cat in drop coverage and then have McBride and Brunson play man-to-man in the pick and roll at that left wing. It's got to be a win for them at this point that they forced a pass to a player near half court and not given up a layup. But this flows right into a flash at the elbow by an all-star, and Cat isn't paying attention enough until it's too late as he meekly reaches in and gets a foul on the wrist. Perhaps they were bored with this and mixed it up by running the same play on the other side of the court. They knew Cat was going to drop, Embiid sets very solid screens, McBride can't get close enough, neither can OG, and it's yet another open three for a very good high-volume shooter. Let's go to the fourth quarter, where the lead was still double digits and they turn to this play yet again. Watch how Robinson is willing to hedge high and force the ball out of Maxey's hands. You've got Jordan Clarkson sprinting over to watch for the roll, and that leaves OG stuck behind a screen by Paul George. I don't know why he chose to go over this, because it leaves him completely out of position. This would have been a good shot to take the open corner three, but Grimes hunts an even better one, but blows the layup through contact. But defenses don't usually get away with allowing that deep of penetration. And in the scramble, the nice lob to Embiid finds him point blank with the and one, and the Knicks have no answers. The one thing I would have adjusted defensively is to have Brunson deny the swing pass here that at least gives them a chance to get back into position. The Knicks finally got a stop, but it wasn't necessarily from something they did. Another option the Sixers can run is get action with their two best offensive players. Handing off to the fastest guy in the league would have been a good decision. Then, hitting him cutting along the baseline would have been even better, but Embiid does get 2 feet in the paint. Nice double by OG gets Embiid to start shuffling those feet, missing a wide open Paul George here, and then missing the 13-footer over a strong contest by Robinson. As the Knicks make one final run, they turn once again to a play that clearly allows all their talents to shine together. Credit to Cat for hedging aggressively and almost forcing a backcourt violation. And there's McBride denying Edgecombe so they can't reverse it. But it puts 3 defenders behind the fastest guy in the NBA, bearing down on Bridges. Had he just thrown a normal pass, this is a dunk every which way. But because Embiid had to go down and get it, it allows Bridges and his ridiculous wingspan to swat the shot away. Now, the positions for this action can be interchangeable, as Paul George takes over primary ball handling duties while Maxey goes to the weak side wing and VJ bumps down to the corner. And when PG rejects the screen and Bridges goes underneath, that's all the room he needs to hit the dagger and end the game a little early. I'm sure it feels great to run an offensive set designed to both exploit the defensive weaknesses and maximize your players' individual talent so well. And it's the same feeling you get when playing Prize Picks, where all you have to do is pick more or less in a variety of categories for a ton of different sports. It's the only app that offers stacks, where you can pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup. My picks for today include Donovan Mitchell struggling slightly against the Pistons defense, SGA getting to 25 points no problem versus the Suns, and Giannis breaking that 30 barrier against the Kings in their 28th ranked defense. Follow me on the app so you can just copy my lineups, something you'll benefit from during basketball season. Best of all, download the Prize Picks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. And speaking of being right, selecting VJ Edgecombe with the 3rd pick was a great idea, and he's going to give Cooper Flagg a run for his money on the Rookie of the Year award in an absolutely stellar class of first-year players. Against the Knicks, he was crucial, leading the Sixers in plus-minus with a plus 15 and making plays all over the court. While their overall defensive rating is only ranked 13th, I predict playing this 4-man lineup a lot for the remainder of the season will see that rank get much higher as PG hustles big time to block this Cat shot from behind, and that triggers a fast break that finds VJ open on the left wing for the knockdown triple. With Maxey on the bench, they let him run the show with a double ball screen out top. He's currently shooting 38% from behind the arc, and you better not be late with your contests, especially when he's going to his left to get easier alignment with his hip and elbow. They're a high isolation team with Maxey, Embiid, and George out there, but if nothing is happening, instead of standing around and watching, VJ reads that his defender is denying him and splits his feet to explode backdoor for the nice bounce pass. And he's so powerful getting off the floor that he can absorb the contact and still finish soft over the rim. With each game, he's getting more confidence to find his shot, taking more threes and knocking them down at a higher rate, which has to be scary for the rest of the league. This was the play that got me completely out of my seat and yelling on Twitter that he's going to overtake Cooper Flagg for Rookie of the Year honors. First, he shows his hands to the ball, forcing Kolek into extra dribbles. Then he's able to not only get to the corner from one pass away, he blocks this shot from a guy who's got a very high set point. But not only that, he ends up deep on the bench by the time he lands. Then watch him get right down the court, grab the outlet pass, and cross over Kolek into the middle and just hammer it down with 2 hands. These are not plays you normally see from 20-year-old rookies who only played 1 year in college. He also held Brunson to 3 for 10 shooting as the primary defender, and he navigates screens well and chases back into position with elite quickness, forcing what should have been a turnover, but Cat was able to pick up the loose ball. By the way, this isn't a foul because Cat jumped into a defender that would not have created any contact if not for that sideways jump as the Sixers get a stop. His level of activity on defense is off the charts. While guarding OG down low, he's hyper aware of Brunson driving and steps up to stop him. Now, this was an amazing pass from Brunson, but a true test of defensive ability is how you recover from being out of position as he smartly comes around from behind to cleanly swat OG's layup attempt. He's still trying to get a deflection, and all that pressure causes the turnover. Defending Brunson is almost impossible, but watch how good he is at spotting the step-up screen, then stepping his right foot over his left to get skinny through the pick and stay in front. Active hands keep Brunson occupied, and he's able to stay right with him while keeping his hands up and absorbing the legal contact to influence the miss. It was refreshing to see the refs let both teams play through slight contact like this, and I hope it's a model for all the games going forward, even if the players themselves seem to be upset after every play. So there you have it, sports fans. This is a team no one is going to want to play in the playoffs if they're healthy. They haven't even had their intended starting 5 play 1 minute together, so there is even more room for them to grow, which is a scary proposition for the rest of the Eastern Conference. and the future looks bright for Philly when they've got two aging all-stars playing more like role players while their young guns continue to shine so brightly.